Hello, and welcome to Moon Speedway for the Zodfilm 500 2012 edition. The first race this year during wet weather conditions, inclement weather. A very powerful thunderstorm just roared through the area. These drivers are going to definitely be roaring into the corners sideways with very slick racing conditions, trying to hang on to these cars out of control through the wet conditions. Get ready for some rough and ready racing.
As the winds move in, Chad Limburner earns a pole position. Steve Brown starting in second and Bill Steinbach in third place. You may be noticing a lower quality video feed in the Zodfilm 500. Reason being to inclement rain showers coming into the area. We do not want to get our expensive camera wet, so we're using the more standard basic camera. Get ready for some rough and ready racing. 3, 2, 1. Go.
The Zodfilm 500 is underway, and Bill Steinbach is up in the air in turn 1, hitting the cone with Steve Brown. Down the back straightaway, Chad Limburner into one of the tires. Now, as you can see, the wet conditions are playing a major factor in this one today. They come out of turn 2, and in turn 3, Steve Brown spins out on lap 3. He'll have to come onto the speedway and do some quick repairs. The track maintenance team goes to work in turn 1.
Yes, and thankfully you could see the sky looks a little brighter than it did during the introduction to this race. Definitely rain moving through just an hour earlier. Still windy. The clouds are moving out. Steinbach has a little trouble getting to the restart line, but then has the lead as he's going down the backstretch, fighting with Limburner for the lead. For the advantage, they all mess up in turn 4, and then they get it going to go around for lap 5. Limburner wants that lead back.
Into 3. Chad Limburner almost got the lead from Bill Steinbach, losing control in turn 4. He'll gather it up and keep rolling. A battle for the lead now between Steinbach and Brown. Steinbach still has the edge out of turn 2. Limburner wrecking at the line. That will wave a yellow flag on lap 7.
Yes, and we can see Steinbach here going around, cutting. He'll have the outside lane, it looks like. Track maintenance team does a tiny bit of work. Limburner will come around for this restart, have the inside and the lead. Now they're battling for lead. All three wide, and then backwards is Brown and Limburner.
That car almost went over. Let's look at this one again. Down the back straightaway, going into 3, he turned too early, and then he came right into traffic, and he almost went over. You can see the car was on the 2 right side tires. Now you can notice in the groove down the back straightaway especially, the track is beginning to dry up from the heat of these motors. Steve Brown hits the concrete wall, and a yellow flag on lap 10 for the bigger incident in turn 1.
Yeah, Limburner will once again come around for this one. He'll have, looks like, the center lane, and yes, he does. Brown jumps it a little bit, but not enough to catch the official's attention. He has a slight lead here. They're 3 wide, and Limburner cuts to the inside and takes the lead for a short moment, and then he'll spin in turn number 1.
Coming for lap 13 in this race. Chad in the middle lane, side by side for the lead up into turn 1. Steinbach spins out, keeps going. And now you can see Steve Brown starting to slow down. Limburner out of the shot. They're up into the turn 4 wall. So in first, we have 2 Fords up at the front and a Plymouth in third, and a yellow flag on lap 14.
Yeah, Steinbach has a huge problem there in turn 3, hitting that bump and then bouncing. May have hurt the undercarriage of his car slightly.
They never took the green on that restart. The officials want to redo that one, get a better start in. Green flags back in the air on lap 15. There they go. Down the back straightaway. Single file, side by side into 3 and 4. Steinbach spinning. Chad thought there was a caution, but there was none. He speeds it up again, growing his lead out on the rest of the field. Turn 3, another yellow flag on lap 16 with big trouble this time. Here it is again. See Bill Steinbach hit the crack in the speedway. Already a loose spot, and then you add the rain into this. He had no chance of saving that car.
Yeah, look how loose he got. That was actually incredible how loose his car got there. Just off that tiny bump, I don't think he bounced at all. We're already under green again. Limburner has a lead, hits the cone, bounces to the outside. Yellow flag lap 17. Just can't swing that car around like Steinbach does almost every lap.
Coming around for the restart. Pretty sloppy one, but they clean things up into turn 1 and 2. Paint treading into 3, almost a penalty for Chad. He gets hit into the cone, driver's side door.
Brown comes flying in, does Brown.
Brown now leading, Bill Steinbach in second, and Chad Limburner in third place. Lap 20, 15 laps remaining as the Hoosier flag starts waving in the wind.
All right, look at this. They're almost single file, very far away from each other. Steinbach gets loose out of 2. Limburner moves up to second place, and he is gaining on the leader as Steinbach has some trouble in the red Mustang, and he's almost a lap down now to Brown. Limburner tries to catch up, but then slows down once again, hitting a cone. Every once in a while, he moves up quickly, and then he just hits that cone that'll slow him down. This time, his car hit it twice. We have a yellow flag.
Lap 18, here we go. You can see down the back straightaway, Bill and Chad were door to door. Chad comes across the front bumper of Bill Steinbach into the cone, and then Steve Brown, holding his line, hits Chad in the door. Here they come for the restart. Steve Brown will come around. There it is. Green flag's back in the air. Steve sideswipes the wall up in the front straightaway, and another yellow flag on lap 25. Man, the flagman, his arm has to be so tired from all these yellow flags.
Yes, actually. These races have been consistent with how many cautions they've had this season, about 11 per race, but that is a heck of a lot.
Another restart. This time, Bill Steinbach has the edge down the back straightaway, side by side. Single file, some drafting into 3. Steve Brown loses his advantage. Chad wrecking in turn 4 repeatedly into the concrete wall. A yellow flag on lap 26. Brown will come around to take the middle lane, but he'll do some bump drafting and push Chad. He'll hold the lead down the back straightaway. Almost 3 wide going into 3, and a spin in 3 between Bill and Brown in lap 27.
All right, now on this instant replay, just watch what Limburner does to get out of this wreck. Wow, he just gets right through there. Steinbach comes in to the inside. To the outside. If Limburner was just a second later, he would have been caught up in that. Oh, and Brown on the outside there. Steinbach has some trouble on the turn 4 cone as he comes in for that restart.
Bill Steinbach really working the wheel out of turn 4 that time. You can see that car pointed to the right. He's up front in clean air. Steve almost had a penalty there, but he got up on the brakes quick enough. Lap 31. Bill Steinbach growing his lead over Chad Limburner. Steve Brown hoping for a caution to get himself back up in front of this one. And he might get his wish, and he does. A caution on lap 32 for Steve Brown hitting the tire wall in the back straight.
He just exits the speedway and can't get back in on that one.
For the restart, Bill Steinbach with a big jump there. Surprisingly, he cannot hold the lead down the back straightaway with a wreck on lap 33 between all 3 cars.
What a mess. Okay, here we go. This will be lap 34 right now. Not an official green-white checker. If they do wreck on this one, it'll be a green-white checker attempt. Limburner trying to make this as fair as possible. Look how dry the track has gotten in the last 30-some laps. Very dry on the backstretch. And here's the restart. We see Steinbach, the only one actually running on the track right now.
Here we go. The first of a possible 3 green-white checkered attempts.
Yes, and remember, if we do go to a third one, there will be no cautions on that one for 2 laps. Whatever happens, happens, just like the final lap of a regular event. And here it is. This is lap 34. Brown gets pushed to the outside by both drivers a little bit, and we'll have a second green-white checker attempt.
Here's an instant replay of Steve's wreck on lap 33. Coming down the back straightaway, they all get together, and it looks like Bill Steinbach came up a little bit on the Steve Brown. Hitting him, they bounced off the tire wall right up over into Limburner. For the restart, the intensity level is rising. Steve Brown holding the lead down the back straightaway. Bill Steinbach on the inside line trying to find the groove, spinning out. This will go to the 3rd green-white checkered attempt, the first of the 2012 season. These drivers have to be perfect on this one to get an edge on the field and pull away. Trying to clean off their tires. Here they come. Bill Steinbach on the outside lane. There it is. No, it's not. He's going around for another lap. That's odd, but he'll do it anyways. That might be a fine or a penalty. Green flag's back in the air. He gets into the door of Chad. They bounce off each other with the Goodyear tires. Steve Brown is going to be the leader going into the 3rd lap.
Yes, they're just going to redo that, say they never took the green. Limburner actually never crossed the line. And remember, that's a new rule for this season. All 3 drivers have to take the green flag for it to be a green flag, unlike just one, the leader, when there was 2 drivers in this league. Now there's 3. Oh, and here's Limburner. He's mad about something.
Steinbach jumping the restarts, he's saying. He's stopping at the line, hitting the cone, but they're not going to do this one. He's going to back up. He didn't feel like he got a good restart. That is a legal move to make. Here he comes around on the inside lane. There it is. Green flag's back in the air. Single file up through turn 1. Side by side for 2nd place. White flag is out. Chad wrecks in turn 4. Steve Brown's going to try to do all he can to win this race. Bill Steinbach slowing off the fourth corner, but it's not enough for Steve to win. He'll come in second place, and Chad will come in third. A wreck after the checkered flag down the back straightaway.
Wow, that's incredible. Brown had quite a run there. Look how close he was to defeating Steinbach there at the end in turn 4. Steinbach had a run. Looks like Brown had a run. Looks like Steinbach tried to make it a little interesting, slowed down a little bit. Maybe that was just, he had to do that partially. Part of it was trying to make it a little competitive.
The Zodfilm 500 was definitely an exhilarating race. We'll see you here next time on the Three Rivers RC Racing Channel.